Alright, so what am I doing now? Well, my plan is to install some kind of manual transfer switch. So in a power outage, I can power the whole garage off the generator. That way the lights, the security lights, everything will work. Now, because if it's pitch black, I can't see. The switch will be powered by this outlet here. And with one hand, you open it up. Just standard male plug. So the extension cord will just plug into that. Gotta get a box for it. And this will send power to the transfer switch. What I'm trying to figure out is I got this outlet here. I don't know if it's the main outlet or not, because the power comes in somewhere over here. And I got 3 wires going to this box and 3 up there. Because the thing is that I don't want this, if this is the main outlet, if it's getting power from the house, I don't want it getting powered by the generator. Because it'll send power to the house, which I don't want it to do. You know, I don't want it backfeeding into the panel. So I'm going to have to install a second outlet, and that will power everything else in the garage. That'll be the load side. I just want this to send power to the switch as the main power. Then when it gets discontinued or disconnected when the power goes out, then when I switch it over to the generator power, the generator won't send power to this switch or to this outlet. It will send power to the new outlet, which then sends power to everything else in the garage. You know, it doesn't make much sense, but you'll see it when I install it. Waiting on the switch to arrive. So I need to figure out where the power is coming in at and where is it going. Is it going directly to this outlet? Is it feeding something else up here? I don't know. I need to figure out where it is, and then I'll determine where I can put the switch and where and how I'm going to wire it. So I need to go on a little scavenger hunt, move some shit out of the way, and figure out where the power is coming in and where is it going. So I'll bring it back when I get some answers. What a mess. A little side project. Just had to get in here anyway. It's like I gotta just get rid of this stupid shelf thing. Completely rotted away anyway. Remnants of it over there. I'll show you in a minute. But I found the wires. I got 2 wires coming in from this conduit here. I don't know if they're both live or if one died. Because there's 2 outlets in Mom's room. Or yeah, I think one doesn't work. And there's 2 outlets in the living room and one doesn't work. They're right next to each other. So I don't know if they're feeding, if they're disconnected. And they're feeding this. So I gotta figure out which one of these is live, which one's not, or if they're both live. Because like I said, I don't need the generator to send power to these wires and have it go back into the panel. Yeah, I could just turn the circuit breaker off, but too much of a hassle. Because then what if I forget? I don't want it backfeeding to the panel and backfeeding to the main line up and electrocuting some line worker. That's why you got transfer switches to begin with, to stop it from backfeeding. So I need to clean this up, figure out where these are. I don't know if I probably should get rid of this stupid thing too. Probably the next day I'll just rip this off too, get rid of this. Handless and expose what's behind here and make my job easier. So let me go ahead and do some more destruction. Alright, found a hidden junction box, which is illegal. 2 going in, 2 going out. So now it's a matter of tracing where they go. If I can eliminate one, if one of these goes to the porch light, the old porch light, then I can just yank it out because it's no longer needed. Because I ran new wire for the porch for the garage lights because it was disconnected anyway. And it'd be too hard to get up in there, so I just ran new wire. So if one of these is no longer needed, then I eliminate that. And who knows, maybe I can put the outlet here instead. Then I'll power everything. Be easy, convenient if I just can mount the thing here, get rid of the stupid junction box, and just wire that way. But I gotta see what these 2 wires are doing. You know, because then I have this wire coming out. What I could do is replace with an outlet, but break the tabs off the outlet, so the bottom half of the outlet's live with these, but the top half is on its own circuit. And that outlet would only be live, the top half would only be live from the generator. I don't know, let's figure it out when I do this. But I need to get rid of this shit first and clean up in here. And go from there. Alright, cleaned up over here. I'll trim this down and I can put the sink closer. But I traced it. This skinny wire here, that's going to the outlet. This thicker one goes all the way over there It's actually disconnected, so I had disconnected it a long time ago. It didn't work. So I can eliminate that wire in the box, or cut it out. Because that's the big wire here. Because now remember, I rewired all this, so here's the switch. Because it didn't do nothing anymore, because I was trying to figure out why the exterior lights didn't work. Now that's using the existing wiring. I left that up there and repurposed it. But like I said, we run new wire all the way up to here for these junction boxes for the lights, and added a light over there. So I just rewired the garage. So I gotta do that again for the transfer switch. So as we got power coming in here, this is power going out. So in theory then, I'll run a new line, a little bit line, because it's gonna have to be longer. I'll put an outlet over here, and that way it'll send power that way. I still have to use I still have to have this junction box here because these wires, they're not long enough to go into the outlet, obviously. So I'll have to cut this. Make sure I have enough slice so it'll go into the line, the main power to the switch. You got like main power and you got backup power. So this would be the main power that was supply power to the switch, and then the load side would be the wire past the outlet, which both the switch and the generator will power, and this will stay dead after the power outage. So when I switch to the backup power, it won't backfeed down into here into the house. It'll only power the outlet and everything else in the garage, in theory. So I need to make a run to Home Depot, get some supplies, and we'll go from there. I gotta finish cleaning up. I gotta cut all that wood down so they'll take it. I'll show you here real quick. The mess I made is like rotted because that's where the garage leaked. You see how it's just disintegrated. It's been leaking for so many years. I finally decided, you know what, I gotta get back there anyway. Just rip it out. Create more space. I was able to put that TV back there. This one don't work. But anyway, enough ranting. I think we'll get some supplies. Alright, back from Home Depot. Got a PVC box. That'll fit this perfectly because the 4 mounting screws. So it mounts like this. Outlet box. Side mount. And a GFCI outlet. Meanwhile, the switch came. Here it is. Normal power, reserve power. You turn this to the 2. It's supposed to be automatic. That's probably why you got these here. You'd wire it up, but I'm not going to wire it up for automatic use. I'll just manually switch it between the 2. So let's figure out where I'm going to mount that. Like I said, get your power coming in here. I got to see which one's live or not. One could be sending power. It could be power coming in, then power going out, for all I know. But all I care about is this wire here. So like I said, this will send power to the switch, which will send power to the outlet. And then, you know, so on. I'll cut this because this thick wire is not used. So if I mount the outlet somewhere up here or over a little bit, I might mount the outlet over. We'll see. But I'm not going to do any wiring today, but I'm going to at least mount the stuff, figure out where I'm going to go, because it's getting late and I'll have to disconnect power out here, so. But if I at least get the stuff mounted where I'm going to get it, that'll make it easier when it goes to run the wire. So let me figure some stuff out. Alright, rough and complete. The outlet's installed. The way it works is the generator plug into here via extension cord, runs up to here, is what it connects to for reserve power, comes out. I'll drill a hole here, I'll go in here into the line side of the GFCI. This is power, this is main power coming out of here. This also goes under the line side of the GFCI. This wire will get disconnected from here. We'll go into the top here onto the load side of the GFCI, which will send power to everything else. I'll put a new piece of wire in here, which will go from here into here. I assume this is supposed to mount in some kind of enclosure because there's no place to hook up your ground wire. So I'll have to wire nut these together temporarily. So I'll have to find me some kind of electrical enclosure to put this in. But meanwhile, that's pretty much how it's going to go. Does it make sense yet? Like I said, the generator will send power to this. Goes into here for reserve. Power comes out. Goes into here. This also gets tied into here on the line side of the GFCI. This will send power into here to power it, and this will get disconnected and hooked up to here. And that way this will send power via this to everything else. You'll understand it in the morning. This you have to probably hook up with like a 12 or 24 volt DC battery, because this has a motor in it, like manual or automatic. To switch it, you can hear it when I turn it. The gears. Click, hear the relay. Click. So it's stiff to move because there's a motor in there. So you're fighting the motor. But you got manual or automatic. You know, the switch between main and backup. So that's all I'm going to do for today. All I can do for today is late. So I'll wrap it up and I'll bring you back later.